Well, here we are again with another episode of Sea Devil Sessions, University Transfer Edition. I am your host, Lucinda McNamara, Dean of University Transfer and Partnerships. And here is Kathie Lee.
Yes, the velvet voice.
We had other things, didn't we? We had some good ones for a while. The velvet voice.
That one seemed to tickle you the most.
It really did.
So we've just kind of...
We had other names. I can't remember what they are. For those of you that are avid fans, please go back to season 1 and tell us the other ways we introduced Kathie Lee. So it is February. We are in the middle of Black History Month. There's a lot of events that we're going to be talking about that the Nixon Leader Center is going to be offering this month. But today, what do we have?
Today's faculty spotlight guest is Nicki Bloomer. Nicki teaches in the graphic design department here at CFCC. She's worked for the college for 2.5 years.
A short but sweet time.
Yes.
Nicki. Seems like she's been here forever because she fits in so well with the CFCC family. All right, let's go talk to Nicki. Nicki Bloomer in the house.
Yes.
Nicki Bloomer. I mean, doesn't that sound like you would see that name in lights?
It does.
That's a very celebrity name for sure.
Yes.
My mom was an artist.
Was she?
Yeah, so she came up with the cool sounding names.
Nicki Bloomer.
Yeah.
So your mom was an artist, so being an artist is in the family.
Yeah.
It's in the blood.
Yeah, she was an elementary school art teacher.
Aww.
So we used to go over to her art room every day after school and hang out.
Oh, that's like a magical childhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
It is.
The smell of art rooms are like, I'm home.
Did you eat paste? I'm sorry.
Probably.
Yeah.
Geode crayons?
Delicious.
Oh, yes. And sending markers?
Oh, yeah. Those are really good. So, Nicki, to get professional, what brought you to the Wilmington area?
My son was 2. And we were living in San Diego. And we didn't have any extended family in San Diego. So we decided to move back to the East Coast where my ex-husband's family and my family are from, just so we could have family around us to help us with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good move.
Very important. The time came back to Wilmington, yes. I was like, I need some help with this child.
It must be
It's
nice to get some
true.
help. I did not have any help because I was in San Diego and all my parents were here on the East Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
I envy you.
scary.
It is scary.
I mean, for a first-time mom,
Yes.
you know,
100%.
it's like, should my baby be yelling at me?
All you first-time mom listeners right there, this one's for you.
Yes.
Right? It's normal.
Be
Screaming
close to
babies.
family.
Yes.
What drew you to major in and teach graphic design?
The major kind of found me. I was failing out of genetics. So I was at Virginia Tech in genetics.
Oh, wow.
And I was loving it, but I was failing everything else like physics, chemistry, plant biology. So then my family was like, Nicki, why don't you do something that you're good at? And I'm like, what's that? And they said, go into art. So that's what I did. Yeah. And I quit Virginia Tech and went to VCU.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So what have you noticed about the differences in students since you began teaching?
When I began, I was getting like the tail end of the high school COVID kids, and they were totally not focused. They didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to try new things. But once they started, I think once they got into a project, it took them a while to like warm up, you know, but once they warmed up, they were awesome. I think it was the initial introduction of something new, maybe.
And coming out of that time when everyone was just isolated and sequestered in their
Yes.
homes.
Yes.
So the social skills
Yes.
definitely needed a little work.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But they were my sweet little lambs.
The COVID kids, we use that term endearingly.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think there's really
very.
another way to put it, but I think everybody felt that in education
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. But what was the question?
That's right. What have you noticed about the differences in students since you began teaching?
They're quicker to engage in projects now. It's really good. Yeah, it's a whole different crop of artists coming through. It's nice.
So, Nicki,
Yeah.
fasten your seatbelt because we are about to go into the faculty spotlight questionnaire, rapid fire.
Woohoo! What is your most favorite thing about your job?
Doing demos because I get to design and illustrate.
Ooh, see, this is great. Most people would be like, my students. But doing demos, I love that.
Sorry.
What is your least favorite thing about your job?
Guiding my students towards creative and unique art. Sometimes they're very resistant, and it takes a lot of energy to help them.
Is it because they have an expectation of what they think art is or what something's supposed to be and are afraid to be experimental, or?
Maybe. But until they watch the critique or until they're present in the critique, I think that's when they're like, oh, I need to step up my game. So that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what sound or noise do you love?
Dolphins surfacing and blowing out air. Yeah.
I thought you were going to be that thing.
Okay, ready?
That was amazing.
Yes.
Do it again. Do it again.
I used to work at the Dolphin Research Center where I perfected that.
Where?
In Grassy Key,
Where's that?
in the Keys, in the Florida Keys.
Yes. Is that it? Isla Mirada? Near
Yes.
Isla?
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Actually,
yes.
my daughter's been there.
Oh,
Yeah, you worked
that's
there?
cool.
Oh my
I
gosh,
did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get to swim with them?
Yes, many times. It was
Oh,
awesome.
gosh.
It
Do you
was so
recommend?
fun. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, I do.
What's the biggest takeaway from that job?
The dolphins are awesome. They're so sweet. They're like big dogs. They just want to play. They get really mad when you're not playing with them. You know, because I'm a swimmer, so I'm going up and down and playing. And I'm like laying on the top just to catch my breath. And the dolphin was coming underneath me, bonking my rear. You know, like, come on.
Oh.
Yeah, they're sweet. They're so lovely.
That is magical. Okay, so what sound or noise do you hate?
I hate the sound of like a straw going into dry, like ice. That crunching sound, like I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
Wow, this is radically specific, Nikki.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's not the
It's-
squeaking of the straw through a
Nope.
plastic lid.
No.
It's in the
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
okay.
freaks me out. I don't know
So
why.
where are you encountering this noise the most?
With my children.
Of course. Yep.
And when you go out to eat, I mean, it's all over the place, you know. Let me just tell you, it happens.
I'm sorry. It sounds very traumatizing for you, Nikki.
Right.
I
I'm in
apologize.
therapy. I'm in ice therapy.
Oh my gosh. Legitimately, I am in ice therapy. I'm
right?
doing that ice pod, and it is
I
just
want
complete hell. I'm just going to tell you. But we won't get into that. So,
All right. Well, what one piece of advice do you have for college students?
One piece?
One piece. One piece only.
Don't party too hard.
Ooh.
Okay.
Don't party too hard. Do you hear that, kids?
Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Yes.
So important.
Eat your vegetables.
Maybe put in some vitamin C,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
a daily
Yes.
regimen.
Yes.
And touch grass. Okay.
Right.
Just saying.
So, what are 2 college transfer major options for someone interested in graphic design?
Illustration, you know, because that's what I am. Game design, graphic
Plug
design.
SGD.
Yes. Marketing. Lots of students are jumping over to the marketing side of things.
And while we're talking about this, you mentioned that you have been teaching, here for a few years, but what did you do before you were a teacher?
I was a freelance designer, illustrator and designer.
Tell us
Yeah.
about it.
I think it was like in 2000. I found an agent in Redondo Beach,
Ooh la la.
bougie, and she was an illustration agent. And she started getting me illustration jobs. And after about a year of working really hard, I started working for Mattel.
Mattel.
Yeah, I worked my way up from, I think it was Polly Pocket, the little tiny ones. Polly Pocket.
Yep.
So I did all the cool digital illustrations on the sides of the boxes,
Okay.
packaging.
Yeah.
So Polly Pocket came first. And then the middle doll, I think her name was Kelly. I don't even know if they have Kellys anymore.
Yeah, Kelly, she was kind of a skipper, kind of.
Yeah. And then Barbie, when I finally graduated.
So you designed some Barbie
Yes, I tell my students, they're pretty pictures on the sides of
on the
boxes.
boxes when
Yeah.
you would get your Barbie.
Oh, I love that.
Because
Yes.
the box was a part of the Barbie in itself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that.
This is huge, Nicki Bloomer.
Yes.
So remember Barbies came with themes, they all had
Yes.
like,
Yes.
disco
Yes.
Barbie or whatever
Yes.
Barbie. What were some of the Barbies?
I did a whole series of I am. So Barbie had like, I am a dolphin trainer, or I
Right.
am.
What, a doctor or
Like
lawyer?
fill in the blanks of careers.
Yes,
and-
yes. One of the Barbies had the dog, I forget his
Tanner?
name. Yes.
Yes,
He
we had that.
pooped. He pooped, and they got recalled because the little poops were magnets, and kids were eating the little
yes.
tiny poop magnets. And I didn't understand the big deal, but the magnets get stuck on either side of intestines,
Mhm.
and it will form a hole through your intestines.
Oh,
So they were
Intestinal
recalled-
leakage then becomes
Yes.
the problem.
Yes, with Tanner poop.
Man, these dogs.
wow. Yeah, I don't think my
Right.
girls ever ate that.
Tanner poop.
But I did fuss at my husband for buying that for them.
That is a question, though. Like, who is the kid? And obviously, really young children that maybe shouldn't have been playing with those little things in the first place. But, like, was there the age appropriate Barbie player that was like, I'm going to eat the dog crap? You know what I mean?
Well, they look like little brown Tic Tacs. So
Oh.
they weren't
chocolate
little,
flavored.
little pellets.
poop. What did you say?
poop pellets is what she said. So, how do you feel about the Barbie movie?
About time.
Yeah.
I was so happy that Mattel was catching up very quickly. I think they had a big, huge team come in and tell them what they had to do, which is awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
A geneticist.
The love for genetics is still there. That's
It's
great.
true.
Well, how do you think you would do now if you had to study genetics?
I would do better. I would study the things that I don't like physics and chemistry, and just get through them. It's okay if I make a C,
Yeah.
but just get through it. Understand that I may not like it, but it is needed for this major. You know what I mean?
You should design a Barbie box for a geneticist. Put yourself in it.
So you can be examining Tanner's
Barbie look
poop.
like you, and then put yourself in that box.
Yeah.
Live your dreams, Nikki. What profession would you not like to attempt?
An accountant.
An accountant? That was a quick answer.
That was.
Yeah, something with numbers. No, just can't.
Not your thing.
Boring. Too boring.
Sorry, accountants.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very redundant.
Yeah.
You know, 2 + 2 is always 4. Doesn't matter, you know.
Right.
So, what is your favorite film?
Alien.
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I have a dog named Ripley.
Oh, so
It's
tell me
true.
more. Like, okay, why is that your favorite?
Woman lead. That was the main pull for
Yeah.
me. And the cool sound, the cool special effects, you know, it was just so interesting and cool. And I went in kind of blind. I didn't know anything about the movie. So it was so scary. And just seeing, the character Ripley, am I allowed to say, kick some ass?
Yeah,
You know,
she did.
it was awesome.
That's true. And what year
Yeah.
did that movie come out? Like,
A long time ago.
Was that the 80s?
it's early
Yeah,
80s.
yeah.
Mitchell's on it. He's doing the sidebar research right
Yes.
now. Did you like the other films in the Alien franchise? I guess.
Yes, I loved Aliens.
What year was it, Mitchell?
Alien was 1979.
Good Lord, stop it!
Oh my gosh.
I know there was a lot of good stuff that came out in '79. So, all right,
Yeah.
Alien.
Yes.
Aliens. Do you believe they exist?
Of course.
Okay.
Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
It would be pretty naive of us to believe there's no one else out there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I think they're
Kathy's like, no.
are here already.
Like Among Us.
Maybe.
Are you one?
Could be.
See? Twist on the podcast.
Mm.
All right. Finally, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self about your future?
Everything is temporary.
Wow. It's peaceful.
Yes.
Let's go back to Aliens. Do you remember that movie that came out? Gosh, it was probably 20 years ago now. It was called Fire in the Sky. And it was a true story about these guys that worked in the mountains. And one of them was abducted by aliens and he was legitimately gone. And one of his friends claims to have seen, they all passed lie detector tests. And
yes.
it was terrifying. I just remember thinking, come on, aliens, can you be a little nicer?
right.
Right?
I saw a UFO when I was in 5th grade
Okay, talk about it. Where
in
geographically?
Oklahoma City.
And where?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
We had a pretty big piece of property, and so every time we got home, we had to get outside, open up the gate, And then my mom would drive through. So we were out there a lot looking up, and I saw this little green rectangle come down like this, and then it just went,
Oh.
yeah. And I was telling my mom, she was like, "You did not." And I really had a little hissy fit and started crying. She's like, okay, you did.
Right.
Yeah, it was cool.
That is cool. What are your thoughts on aliens, Kathie?
I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I mean, I love X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched that entire series twice at least.
Yeah, the X-Files was really good.
So I love,
The Cigarette Men.
yes, Smoking Man.
Mhm.
I haven't made up my mind about it. I feel like at this point there would have been some concrete contact and significance.
I mean, they are releasing a lot of things. The government's starting to release all this stuff. Perhaps.
Do you?
Do I believe in aliens? Yes, I do. I mean, like I said earlier, I think it would be naive to think that there isn't another life form out there.
Are they scary or friendly?
I would like to think that they're friendly, although my daughter feels like that there's actually a group that exists that's basically we are their experiment, we are their game, and they're kind of controlling what we do and putting us in situations to see how we handle them. And that to me is terrifying
Mm-hmm.
and heartless because there's some really effed up stuff that's going on.
Yes, exactly.
So why were we playing this mean game with the aliens? So yeah, there you have
But
it.
that's
Now-
kind of interesting, though. Like we are an experiment. It's sort of comforting.
Is it? Because there's a part of this experiment I don't like right now.
Right? Yeah.
What are we learning? Or what I hope they're learning. And whoever comes after us just has it a lot better.
Right.
Yeah.
Unicorns,
Unicorn.
rainbows,
Yeah.
puffy clouds.
And pellet poop.
Yeah.
And with that, everyone. Nicki, thank you so much for coming into the studio,
Yes.
into our closet / print room.
It's Penthouse.
Yes.
Podcast Penthouse.
It's grassroots. That's how everything really good
Yes.
starts.
Right.
From small beginnings, great things grow.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks, Nicki.
Fresh from the road with her winning women's basketball team and their 17-1 record, our student life coordinator, Taylor Todd Williams, is here to fill us in on our upcoming academic and cultural events.
And we're back.
Taylor Todd is in the house, everybody. Taylor.
I'm happy to be back.
I am
Happy New
excited.
Year.
I know.
Yes.
2025 is going to be the best year yet.
Yeah.
I
And we're
mean-
in the month of love. We're starting off right.
That's
This is a good
right.
way of framing it. Thank you.
Yep.
I always
Yes,
rely on you
yes.
for your positive
Mhm.
disposition.
I get the pleasure of saying some fun things that are happening on campus. Starting with Monday 17th, Lunch and Learn with Letty Gore, the Black Panther Party's program and community impact at 12 p.m. in U251. Tuesday, February 18th, Student Art Exhibition submission deadline. Please visit the Wilma Daniels Gallery website for submission details. Wednesday, February 19th, CFCC Counseling Spring Break Safeguards at 10 a.m. in U218. Thursday, February 20th, CFCC Counseling Spring Break Safeguards at 10 a.m. in NA 100. The 2025 Spring Humanities Lecture Series presents Hip Hop 101 at 11 a.m. in U170. Black History Month event, Movie and a Message, Rustin with the Pride Club at 2 p.m. in S002. Friday, February 21st, Triple Trumpet Recital Masterclass at 4 p.m. in U170. Monday, February 24th, Winston-Salem State University visit at 11 a.m. in Union Station lobby. Motivation Monday with Judge James H. Faison III at 2 p.m. in U170. Tuesday, February 25th, Student Math League exam at 4 p.m. in S002. Thursday, February 27th, Nixon Leader Center presents From Trauma to Triumph featuring Kadar Brunson at 2 p.m. S002. Saturday, March 1st, Irish American Heritage Month begins and Women's History Month begins.
Woohoo!
The following are student club meeting times and locations. Monday, the Math Club will meet at 11 a.m. in S603, NB 233. Rugby Club meeting at 12 p.m. in S501. Tuesdays, So Crafty Club at 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. in WA 3018. Feminist Alliance Club meeting at 3:30 p.m. in the L Building cafeteria. Wednesdays, Anthropology Club at 1 p.m. in A316, NAMI Club at 2 p.m. in A317, and Philosophy Club at 2 p.m. in U291. Portal's Literary Arts Magazine meeting at 2 p.m. in S310. Los Diablos Marinos Spanish Club at 3 p.m. in S202. Beats Lab Club meeting at 3:30 p.m. in WA2010. Thursdays, Portal's CFCC Literary Arts Magazine meeting at 2 p.m. in S310. Pride Club meeting at 2 p.m. Please contact cfcc.pride@cfcc.edu for a location. Esports Club meeting at 5 p.m. in U252. Fridays, Tabletop Club meeting at 12 p.m. in WA2010.
Taylor Todd, we've got a lot of things coming up. And you mentioned that it's Irish American History Month and Women's History Month.
That's right.
Ooh, is this my month since I'm a McNamara and I'm a woman?
Your time to shine.
Yeah, I'm not real big on February. It's too damn cold. Taylor, thank you for all these events.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Okay, listener, I know there are some dates and deadlines always lingering out there for university transfer, and we have resident drama instructor Jack Landry on board to fill you in.
Here are the events from February 17th through February 28th. I'm going to go very fast this time because there aren't very many events. And because there's so few, I'll be sure and get through them quickly. I'm going to start now. Here's the events. I'm starting. Monday, February 17th is the last day to withdraw from classes for spring 2025 first mini session. Friday, February 28th, classes end for spring 2025 first mini session. Remember, coming up is spring break. It's Saturday, March 1st through Sunday, March 9th. Make sure you wear your sunscreen. These are the events for February 17th through February 28th. I got through them quickly.
Well, we did it again, Kathie.
Yes.
I feel so accomplished.
Yes.
And I am fascinated by Nicki Bloomer.
yeah.
I mean, aliens, Barbie. How
Barbie
about
theme.
A
That
Barbie
was
alien
too
movie?
cool. Oh my gosh.
We could go places with this.
That's what she should do. That's the next design.
But I'm also equally just impressed by the genetics interest. I thought that was really cool.
that's quite the leap, isn't it? To
It
go
really
from
is.
genetics to graphic design.
So again, the entire point of the podcast, learning who these faculty are and just all the amazing sort of different little facets of their personalities and lives. It's great.
It is.
So when this podcast drops, it's going to be around February 17th. So we're going to be heading into the end of February. Hopefully we will not have any more snow. I was over Snowmageddon.
Yes.
And, as we head into March, I'm going to urge everyone to start thinking about what they're doing for spring break. Spring break will be coming up the first week in March.
Yeah. That's early.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What are you going to do?
Hmm.
Fort Lauderdale,
Right? Miami. Going to Miami.
Students, faculty, you got to be thinking about this. What are your plans? And then when we come back, I feel like it's going to speed right down towards graduation.
That's right. Yeah, because now January's over, we can get into the second half of the year.
And then we will be urging students to come to class when it starts to get extra warm outside and they'll be wanting to skip and go to the beach. But seriously,
That's right.
you're going to have to stay the course. So until next time, what do we say, Kathie?
Go to class.
Sea Devil Sessions University Transfer Edition is brought to you by CFCC's Community Relations Department. Original theme music by Nicholas Montalbano and Fermin Chavez Ramos. Audio engineering and editing by Mitchell White. For questions or comments, please contact us at seadevilsessions@cfcc.edu.